Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda, and today I wanted to share with you my system for rating books. I do use the Goodreads rating system of 1 through 5 stars, but within that, I felt like I was constantly rating everything as a 3-star that I just felt kind of about. I liked it, but it wasn't good, it wasn't bad. So I just noticed that I had a lot of books that were rated 3 stars, and I wanted to develop a better system. So my system is kind of a variation of what System G created over at Book Roast. I just have a few less things I look for because I wanted to keep it a 5-category system so that it was easier to divide and calculate out and stuff. The first category I really rate is characters, and I've actually got notes on my laptop right here, so I'm just going to kind of read what I look for in characters. I want strong character development, relationships that make sense, a lack of tropes. So I don't want to necessarily see the love triangles or the insta love or those sorts of things. I want just new and authentic character dynamics. And I really enjoy background of key characters that adds to the story. So not necessarily fluff to fill out the story, but stuff that kind of we go back to towards the end, and just learning that information really makes sense and helps to build the character. So that's the first category. I rate characters between 1 and 10. And that's actually how I rate all of this. So I'll explain that in the end, or when we get to the calculation part. The next area I look for is atmosphere. I really want world building that is done right. I want to actually feel like I'm in the world. I want it to be a new and authentic world. I don't want it to be something we've seen before. And I want dark stories to have dark settings and vice versa. The third category is plot. So I look for an intriguing storyline that doesn't have holes that never get answered. The structure of it makes sense, and key information is presented in a logical fashion, which doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be in chronological order, but not bouncing all over the place and having to tie everything together and keep track of everything. I don't like to do that. So category 4 is intrigue. The questions I ask myself are, does the story hold my attention? When did I notice I was losing attention? When did I notice I was reading so fast I barely blinked? Did this make my heart race in a good way, or did this make me constantly want to roll my eyes? And then the last category I rate based off of is enjoyment. So I'm looking for my overall enjoyment of the story, how satisfied I felt after I finished the book. Did I feel like my time was wasted, or did I feel like anything was left wanting? So for each of those 5 categories, I give them a rating between 1 and 10. And then I will add up the totals and divide it by 5. And when I do that, it usually gives me like for example, it would be like a 4.9 or a 5.6. So I factor that into percentages. So instead of multiplying by 100, you would multiply by 10, and that would give you a 49% or a 56%. So how I decide my star rating is that anything I rate between 0 and 19% gets 1 star. Anything between 20 and 39% gets 2 stars. Anything between 40 and 59% gets 3 stars. Anything between 60 and 79% gets 4 stars, and anything 80% to 100% gets 5 stars. So that's just a basic breakdown of what my rating system looks like. It seems to be working pretty well for me right now, but I've just started doing this since the beginning of 2018. So I have maybe 20 books under my belt with this new rating system, and I will see throughout the rest of the year if that works, and if not, I can reevaluate and structure it a little differently. So I just wanted to share that with you in case you were looking to update a rating system or wanted something that was more defined. I hope this helps. If you have any ideas or additions, maybe some things that I can add or take away from, let me know in the comments. I would love to chat through this and see what other rating systems people are using, and I will speak with you there until my next video.